Many believe that the key to happy retirement is good health and well-being. As we grow older, it's more important than ever that we tune into the signals our bodies send us and are able to treat any health complications that arise. We met with Wolfgang Jaksch at a wellness lounge in Hertfordshire to find out more about pulsed electromagnetic field therapy.
I was into sports in my first life, and at the age of 26 I got diagnosed with cancer. I was suffering from a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma at that time, and after going through the entire classical medical practices, I discovered alternative and complementary medicine. And at that time, it was about 19 years ago when it happened to me, the first units, PEMF units, pulsed electromagnetic fields units for home use, they appeared in Europe. It was actually in Austria when the first units were supplied. And I got introduced to this technology. And because of what people told me about it at that time, I figured out that could be something which I could utilize for my recovery. And I bought a machine at that time, and I started to using it. And I figured out after a very short period of time that it helped me a lot, to faster recover.
Pulsed electromagnetic field in our iMRS systems is delivering into the body at a very low level frequency, the frequency of nature, the exact biological window of nature. So our cells, when PEMF is applied, it's as if they're singing a duet with nature, and that's why the body responds so beautifully to this very natural therapy. Our challenge today is that we are surrounded by a lot of unnatural frequencies. And when you learn about the natural, you begin to learn about everything that we're surrounded by is unnatural, such as Wi-Fi, our mobile phone technology, sitting in front of computers all day, and that can fatigue people. And again, applying the natural in a pretty unnatural world, and I think this is something we'll all hear more about, again, you can see a change in people. That's the first thing that changes, is a vitality, a wellness, and people don't realise that all the unnatural around about them is contributing to them being fatigued, tired, stressed, all of those things.
There was a very important invention in history which probably changed the entire structure of our environment. And that's about, as far as I can remember, about 140, 150 years ago, and it was the invention of electricity. Why? Because with the invention of electricity, by the way, Nikola Tesla was the guy who brought it to the people. It was for the first time in Earth's history that people had to deal with artificial frequencies. And then, talking about the last 20, 30 years, what happened with the invention of computers, with the invention of smartphones, and with all the communication which we build on these technologies, we are more and more surrounded by artificial frequencies. And again, the problem is we cannot see them, we cannot smell them, we cannot hear them, but we are affected by it. Our main product is called the iMRS. It stands for Intelligent Magnetic Resonance Stimulation. So what it actually does, it creates an electromagnetic pulsating field, which, because of the content of the information we apply, creates a resonating effect on our organism. So the organism literally responds on that, takes over the signal and starts dealing with it.
Well, the iMRS is doing all sorts of things to the body. It's energizing the 75 trillion cells that we have in the body. It's detoxifying, it's reducing inflammation. It's obviously relaxing the body at a very deep level. It actually helps with cellular repair. It is actually doing so many things, but what that does is it begins to encourage the body to heal itself, which our bodies were designed to do.
Well, even if we talk about complementary and alternative medicine, we have to do everything according to the law, and therefore we need to certify these devices. Within the European Union, the iMRS is certified as a Class 2A device. according to electromagnetic compatibility, electric safety, and a medical risk analysis. And as we also supply within North America, we had to get approval and regulation by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration in the United States. And we are also listed and established with this authority, and therefore we are able to legally supply it.
The Wellness Lounge for me has been born out of a passion to bring pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, iMRS, to the public. So the Wellness Lounge is a relaxation centre here in the Hertfordshire Golf and Country Club, where people can come and use all the iMRS technology that we have in a very peaceful and tranquil lounge. And they can just relax, they can improve any pain that they have, and it's a health and wellness and vitality experience through just coming to use the iMRS unit. Okay, the brainwave entrainment is in the form of the ISLRS system, which is Intelligent Sound, Light and Relaxation System, which best can be described as a spa for the brain. You wear goggles and you have a headset. And what happens is light is flashed into the eye and sound, beautiful relaxing music, and then interesting sounds are put into the ears, and this totally relaxes the brain. So that happens in conjunction with having an iMRS session. In addition, we have iMore, which is Intelligent Monitoring and Regulatory System, and that is put into the body via an earpiece. And again, the iMRS mat, the impulses will change the intensity dependent on what the body needs at any given time. So again, it's giving an overall balancing effect to the body, with a view to improving HRV, which is the heart rate variable, and in addition it is actually balancing homeostasis in the body. At the end of each session there will be a graph that appears on the iMRS system, and it will show you how your HRV is responding and how you are responding at any given time to an iMRS session. And you will see that actually change in a person over a period of 2, 3, 4 weeks.
My name's Roger Parks and I'm a race engineer. I work for teams all around the world, 24-hour racing, sprint racing, and also at the moment I'm attached to the World Touring Car. And the international travel is part of my job. 36 to 40 hours in one stretch. So I need to be thinking on your feet and alert. And there are other situations that I think within my sense of well-being is a lot better. I travelled with one to Dubai in January, which really helped. The mat was enjoyed by the drivers because the reason I took it was to try and trial a 24-hour driver, or we have 4 drivers. Each driver had his time on the mat before he got in the car for his stint, and then when he came out of the car before he went to sleep, he then had a cool off on the lower setting on the mat, and the iMRS was fully employed.
I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and ME about 12 years ago, so I'm looking at alternative therapies now to see if they can help. I also teach trampolining, and until 9 years ago I could compete and I could train, but I can't anymore. So
Do you get flare-ups?
I have quite bad flare-ups where the pain intensity can go up to a 10 out of 10, where I can barely move, I can't pick my son up, I can't even hold the kettle to make a cup of tea.
Right.
And getting out of bed can be a complete struggle.
Right.
So I wake up frequently through the night regardless of whether my son's waking me up. I wake up. I can be waking up in pain, or I can just be waking up because I'm waking up. We don't really know why.
I'll be recommending that you start very low frequency on the mat, and that will continue for the first month. And we're going to do 8 minutes at intensity 10 on the full body mat, and you will do that when you come in. Well, people of all ages can benefit from this. We have got children using it, we have teenagers using it, and some of my clients are in their 80s that are using it. So it really covers every spectrum, whether people want to use it for general health and vitality and well-being. For a number of clients that are looking to do that. Professional sportsmen and women are using it pre-competition to actually warm up the body and increase ATP, adenosine triphosphate, in the body. Again, that's happening at a cellular level. They use it for injury, for a faster rehabilitation from injury. And in addition, you've got businessmen will use it because again, particularly using the sound and light system, the spa for the brain, will again give them extra focus. It can make you more creative when you're using it. So for example, when I have a busy day, I often use the iSLRS on a blue light before I come in. I did that actually this morning. And then in the evening, you can use it on a green light for relaxation. So as I say, business professionals can use it. Then you've got people who may be suffering from chronic pain are looking to see if this will actually improve chronic pain. So it really covers all sorts of people with all sorts of interest.
Join us after the break to find out more.
Beside oxygen, water, gravity and light, the Earth's magnetic field represents one of the planet's essential forces on which all life depends. Fundamental changes in our environment over the last 50 years has facilitated an ever-increasing number of complex illnesses. Intelligent magnetic resonance stimulation is able to increase cell metabolism and regain the body's self-healing power. Change your life 8 minutes at a time with the iMRS, the world's #1 PEMF home use system.
One doctor gives you national prefixed prices with no call-out or overtime charges 24 hours, 365 days a year. Drain Doctor, emergency plumbing and drainage, as quick as a wink. The doctor will see you now.
Retirement is a time to live your life at your pace. It can be very frustrating if your joints let you down and you cannot enjoy an active life. Keeping up with your friends and family can become a chore. It can feel as though you are letting everyone down. There are many ways in which an orthopedic surgeon can help you regain your mobility and improve your quality of life. For advice, please contact
Choosing a plumber should never be a gamble. Call Drain Doctor and it won't be.
Creative Dental Clinic in Budapest, Hungary, the leading destination for dental tourism in Europe. Specialising in dental implants, oral surgery and porcelain crowns. We have provided affordable dental care to UK patients for over a decade at prices 50% to 70% cheaper than in the UK. Make the right choice for dental treatment abroad. Contact our UK office or visit our website to find out more. Creative Dental Clinic. Start smiling today.
There's a national plumber that charges you the same rate with no call-out cost, day or night. Drain Doctor.
London Eye Hospital is one of the UK's leading private eye hospitals, utilising the latest technology for surgery carried out by the most experienced and pioneering surgeons. Our mission is to simply provide the highest level of eye care without compromise for the diagnosis and treatment of all eye conditions. You can check out our pioneering treatments and products by visiting our website, londoneyehospital.com.
The doctor will see you now.
Beside oxygen, water, gravity and light, The Earth's magnetic field represents one of the planet's essential forces on which all life depends. Fundamental changes in our environment over the last 50 years has facilitated an ever-increasing number of complex illnesses. Intelligent magnetic resonance stimulation is able to increase cell metabolism and regain the body's self-healing power. Change your life 8 minutes at a time with the iMRS, the world's #1 PEMF home use system.
Welcome back. We're talking with experts and service providers in the field of complementary PEMF therapy. Kevin Campbell is a former Premier League footballer who has made extensive use of the technology.
My name's Kevin Campbell. I'm an ex-professional footballer for 20 odd years. I played at the top flight in English football, played in Europe, been pretty successful and won quite a few medals, and that's my story. Without health and fitness, you know, you don't have a career. So, you know, managing that maintenance of the body is the key to longevity in any sport, and you know, being smart about it is the key as well. So, you know, I'm a big advocate of intelligent wellness and fitness, and you know, getting to know, you know, Wolfgang and the iMRS is a massive plus. I'm an advocate of health, and, you know, taking tablets to help the body, for me, it wasn't working. I'm intelligent enough to try and look at alternative angles, and when you start the journey, you know, you start meeting people who are looking at alternative ways as well. So that's how I got introduced to the iMRS and the technology, and, you know, I was blown away by it, and the results, the feeling, because as a sportsman, it's all about feeling. When you know and you trust your body, that's how you gauge things. And after, you know, using the iMRS, began to trust my body a lot more again. Like when you're young, you know, you don't even think about it. So from, you know, when I retired and I started using the iMRS, you know, I felt that trust in my body again. And, you know, people just have to feel it, because once they feel it, you know, there's no looking back.
I've got a lady who's 80 who's using this, and after using it for several weeks said, you know, for 20 years I've not been able to get off the floor without holding onto the furniture to get me up off the floor. And she said at 80 I'm actually getting up off the floor unaided. So improvement in flexibility, in stamina, in movement, there are all sorts of things. And people, and it doesn't matter what age they are, whether they're in their 50s, 60s, 70s, everybody wants to live the best quality of life that they can. So adding something like this for general health, well-being and vitality, these are the differences that people are feeding back to us, both people coming into the lounge and people I take through trials at home.
I've had chronic tension headaches for about 3 years, not quite sure what set them off first of all, and they've just got worse and worse. I've been through, you know, the normal routes, going to the doctors, being referred to pain specialists and headache specialists, and it got to the point where they said that there was nothing else that they could do, that they couldn't find anything that would help, and I just felt a bit stuck in a rut sort of thing, and no way out and no sort of solution. So they just came about, and it's just headaches daily, and nothing seemed to even help. So I was really looking for another way out, really.
Yeah, obviously I went home and mentioned it to Sarah, because I thought, you know, she's old enough to make up her own mind. I'm not going to say, you've got to go up there. And she seemed interested. As I say, we tried everything else, and we were at a stage where we were both a bit desperate. So we then both came up, and again, you know, had a nice long chat with Jill, and she went through Sarah's sort of medical history, and even suggested Sarah going to a chiropractor, which she did, and that's helped. And then she started her sessions.
I thought, if nothing else, then being a more relaxed person or having more energy and feeling more revitalised would be enough for me. I am seeing a slight improvement along with my chiropractor treatment, because we do know that there is a problem in the joints of my neck. But even he is seeing an improvement in my body when he sees me from time to time. He sees that my neck is more relaxed and things, and I think it's all due to this, because apart from this I haven't changed my lifestyle at all.
Off the back of Sarah and Janet being interested in it, I came along to one of Wolfgang's educational evenings. Since retiring, I've become more physically active. I play golf and do other activities. At Wolfgang's evening, I was a bit sceptical at first, but it really opened my eyes as to what evidence there was available, and the testimonials that I've read where it had been totally life-changing for some people. So off the back of that, I had an old sports injury that had recurred, which was a tennis elbow and one or two other twinges. So I came along, gave it a try, and after about 4 weeks, the tennis elbow completely cleared up, and I'm feeling much better. I sleep much better, and I feel better generally just for having the treatments. I want to sort of live long and healthy. I retired quite early, so hopefully there's a long time in front of me, and I want to remain active, and I don't want to be hampered by injuries, etc. So if I can prevent further injuries and cure the ones that turn up, then so much the better.
With Sarah's headaches, I mean, we were at such a stage that we were both quite distressed by it, weren't we?
Yeah.
That the day I came up to see Jill knows how I was, and it was just nice to be able to sort of explain everything to one person, and someone who listened more than even our own GP. So although we had tried conventional treatments and everything, we just thought, I didn't know at the time that it would help Sarah, but it has. And that's beneficial to her, it's beneficial to us as a whole family, because if she's well, she's happier, we're happier.
Because of Sarah's busy lifestyle, she can't come here as often as she can, so we've now bought our own unit so we can use it at home all day and every day if we wanted to, but obviously we won't, and we hope that the progress will be accelerated through that.
Well, I had a right shoulder injury, which wasn't diagnosed, but my osteopath suggested that all my treatment should stop until I had some x-rays and things done. I mean, after speaking to Jill, and she explained about PEMF and about its natural magnetic forces and everything, and it would be non-invasive. So as I couldn't have any physio treatment on it or osteopathy, I thought it would be a very gentle way to try and sort of help the shoulder recover. And because obviously I do a lot of massaging every day, and I'm a self-employed aromatherapist, I had to work. So it allowed me to continue working and, notice some significant changes. It's sort of like a complementary form of treatment that you can use together with other different alternative or complementary forms of treatment. I feel really good, yeah. I feel so much better. I mean, my energy levels have increased because I'm able to sleep. I was waking up about 3 or 4 times a night. And that sort of lifted my mood a bit because my lifestyle had to change. I'm quite a swimmer and I couldn't swim. I used to use the gym, so I had to be really careful with things like that. And to be honest, even getting dressed and undressed was becoming an issue because the shoulder was becoming more and more frozen, so it was really difficult.
PEMF technology is, of course, doesn't replace any established modality in the classical medical field. We can't say that, I mean, the classical medicine, they are doing a great job, when it comes to surgeries and they have all the super modern tools for diagnostics and everything. So that's great, we cannot challenge this situation. We don't want that. If you're 65, I think that's the average age of retirement, and you're not done. I mean, we cannot say that, you know. I mean, then the second life begins by keeping yourself busy, by looking for different interests, you know, and by you know, keeping your brain up working, your entire system, your blood flow going by doing exercises. I mean, that's definitely a key factor when it comes to really enjoy your retirement, and comparing to, you know, say, oh, I don't have to do anything anymore because I quit with my work. So you know, keep on living, keep your interests high, and keep on moving, and keep on, you know, keeping your eyes and ears open. And if you grab something which addresses your interest, you know, go for it and keep yourself busy. I think that's the most important thing.
Well, everybody, whether they're 50, 60, 70 or 80, people are living a lot longer. And what people want to do is they want to feel as vital and well, they want to participate in hobbies, they want to travel, and anything that will help keep them energized, healthy, flexible, it is something that is worth really investing in. If one invests in their health, then they have everything. Without health, it doesn't matter if you've wealth, you really don't have very much. So iMRS, we're finding with people in their 60s, 70s and 80s, they're reporting lots of improvements in their daily living, movement, flexibility, etc. So I really believe, my parents, both in the late 70s, are using this, and again, absolutely love the modality.
Keeping ourselves fit, healthy and active in both body and mind can help us to enjoy our retirement years, living longer, happier lives. Feeling able to take on challenges and experience adventures long past the age of retirement can provide a new goal where work was once the focus. Of course, if you have any existing medical concerns, you should always seek advice from a GP or specialist. But being aware of new techniques, complementary therapy and the effects of modern technology on our bodies can support us in making the best decisions for the future.